Hey, what's up guys? MGH here. Welcome back to another Operation Arsenal video. Tonight we're going to be reviewing the pointless game against Qarabag. It literally meant nothing. It was our final group game in the group stages of the Europa League. Yes, Europa League, yeah. After watching all the Champions League football this week, it is somewhat frustrating. But hey, it's where we are. And I tell a lie, it didn't mean nothing tonight. This was still a great opportunity for the youngsters to play. And also, it was a potential banana skin on the floor, really, wasn't it? We could have ended tonight's unbeaten run by losing to a team that had a bit of pride. You know, they wanted to turn up and do a job in London, and we could have easily thought, this game's literally pointless, let's not even bother, let's just turn up and just run around for 90 minutes, and could have easily lost that game. So, although it is against Qarabag, although it's in the Europa League and it's a game that doesn't mean anything, it's still important to play well, get the win, and continue the unbeaten run. So that's 22 now in all competitions, and I've got a few points I would like to make. It's not going to be anything special this video, unfortunately, because of course the game really wasn't that special. But first thing I want to talk about is Maitland-Niles, because this guy, when he was out injured, of course everyone forgets about him. He's not a first team player, he's not a crucial player for this squad. By no means, he's nowhere near that, but he is one of our most versatile players, and today he really impressed me. Again, you're going to have to take all of these comments with a grain of salt, because it's not a big game, it's not a big occasion, and anyone could probably play against Qarabag in the Premier League, no matter what team, whether you're playing for the reserves, the second team, the main team, you're probably going to be good enough to play against Qarabag in the Europa League, because they're not a particularly great side. But it's still important to get in the team and show what you've got. You know, it's a chance to show Emery that you've got something there and you're worth being in his mind when he's putting together the teams. So Maitland-Niles, having been out for a little while, would have dropped down outside of that, you know, the first 20 names that Emery thinks of when putting together a 23-man squad or whatever. But he's right back up there now. Maitland-Niles, he is so good. I love the guy. The problem is, though, we started him at left-back, which is where he's played a lot of games since Emery has joined, and he's a waste at left-back. He's good at being a left-back. He does the job. He's good defensively because he's quick, he's strong, he's got so much stamina, he's always running at full pelt the entire 90 minutes. But as soon as we moved him forward in this second half, he was a different animal. He's got great ability on the ball to jump in between players. He's got such great agility. His dribbling skills are very impressive for a player his age. And again, of course, we're not playing against a solid team. But really, you can only beat who's in front of you. And he was beating them. He was running in between them, taking on players, getting crosses in. And he looked much better going forward. So ultimately, I think Emery's got to look at tonight's game and look at Maitland-Niles' performance and say to himself, you know, this guy is not a defender. He can do the job. You can play him at defensive midfield, centre midfield. He'd probably do a very good job there too. But to me, he is a forward player. Whether he's behind the striker or he's on the wings, that is where Maitland-Niles will perform at his best. That's just my opinion. I think obviously tonight it's not the first time we've seen him play there, and it won't be the last, but it's not a great time to judge a player because it's not a big occasion game, a big game in the Premier League or whatever. So we'll see how he develops. But for me, Maitland-Niles, put him forward. I think anywhere from centre midfield onwards, he's going to be at his best. Playing him in defence, you're just wasting his talent, unfortunately. Talking of wasting talent, what about wasting money? Jenkinson. How he is earning more money than Torreira blows my mind. This guy, I know he's an Arsenal fan. He's been here for so long. If Ramsey does go at the end of this season, which he will, and Jenkinson is still here, Jenkinson will be the longest serving Arsenal player in the squad. I mean, that just blows my mind. How he's even in this squad, I don't know. We've got young players that are better than him, and they're 17, 18 years old with 3 caps. Or 3 appearances, I should say, for Arsenal. So Jenkinson, again tonight, proved that he isn't a bad player. Of course he's not. He's a good footballer. He's a pro footballer for a reason. But is he good enough for Arsenal? Absolutely not. The best way to think about it, let's take him as an example. If Bellerin gets injured, is Jenkinson a decent enough player to come in as a backup player and to still give the team something, still help us out. If the answer's no, then whatever player you're talking about shouldn't be there. You know, your backup players need to be, I don't want to say as good as the other players that you've got in that position. I'm not saying he should be anywhere near as good as Bellerin, but he should be close. He should be a good backup option, and he just isn't. So, for me, again, Jenkinson is dead wood. We're paying him a lot of money, and he was okay tonight against Qarabag in the Europa League. I wouldn't trust him against a Premier League side, unfortunately. So I tweeted out, I said, what do you guys think of the performance tonight? And it was an overwhelming response of just, why is he playing? When we've got so many other players that can play. We've got plenty of other players that could have played at right back tonight. Even Zek Medley. I think it's Zek, not Zach. It's Zek Medley. Now, I know he's left-footed, but why not start him at right back instead of Jenkinson? Why not? He would have been absolutely fine there. He came on and did a very good job, I think, Medley. So, definitely a promising player, but a little bit confused about Jenkinson. I'm not really sure what Emery sees in him. Maybe he just sees him as the only option other than Bellerin. Lichtsteiner, hello, what's going on there? But yeah, a little bit of a weird one. Jenkinson, for me, not good enough. Not that I really needed to tell you guys. You guys know I already think that. But there is another player that I think falls into that category as well, and that is El Neni. Now, El Neni is a good squad player. I would trust him in a Premier League game. He's definitely got more quality than someone like Jenkinson. But he isn't really providing much. I don't feel like El Neni should play ahead of any other midfielder we've got at the club at this point. I would have much rather seen someone else come in tonight instead of El Neni, and it's a shame because I know he's a nice guy and he's a good player. On the ball, he's confident. He's got a good pass on him, and he's got a very good long shot, a lot of power behind that shot. But everything he does is so negative. There's no forward play, and if there is a forward pass, it doesn't do anything. He's not got what it takes, I think, to be that creative spark from midfield like Granit Xhaka, Torreira, Ramsey. They can all do that. El Neni is a defensive midfielder that just runs around like a headless chicken, smacking the ball around. You know, it doesn't quite work, if you ask me. He will not be an Arsenal player for long. It wouldn't surprise me if he's gone in the next couple of seasons. I know this is actually a bit harsh, but why did we give him the number 4 shirt? That carries some weight, okay? The number 4 shirt at Arsenal, okay, it should have been reserved for someone else that can come in and be a first-team player. It's annoying that if we do sign a centre-back, for example, he could have had the number 4 shirt, but no, El Neni has it. I've just got this thing about giving players squad numbers that are, you know, meaningful and they're no good. You know, there are quite a few examples out there, but we won't bother with that. So yeah, Jenkinson and El Neni, both players that need to be gone, I think, at some point. Although maybe I would keep El Neni. Maybe his wages aren't too bad. But can we give him like a number 32 shirt or something? I've also put down in my little notes here that Koscielny being back is fantastic timing, and I thought he did pretty well considering he's been out for 7 months. But most importantly, having Mesut back. Again, against a club like Qarabag, it's not really hard for him to impress, but Mesut Ozil is a player that we've missed recently. I think we would have won against Manchester United if we had a player like Ozil in the team. So it's great to see that he's back, and you could see how creative he is. He just makes things work. He keeps the team ticking, and it's great to have him back. Another player that really impressed me tonight, along with Maitland-Niles, in terms of the youngsters, was Saka. Now, this guy, I don't know if he's specifically a left winger, but it seems that's where his preferred position is. But when he was drifting inside and then back out onto that left foot, he looked very, very good, very promising. Should have scored in the final 5 minutes or so. Had a decent shot. It went straight into the keeper's face. Knocked him out for a good 2-3 minutes on the floor there. But Saka looks to be a very good player. And he seems to have a very good communication and good relationship with Nketiah. And I think those two, they've clearly played a lot together in the youth academy. And I think they've got a bright future ahead of themselves. I wasn't sure about Saka when he played in the last game, the 5th group game. It was the first time I'd probably seen him. But tonight, I really like him. I think he could do very well for Arsenal. Considering he's only 17 years old, it's only his second appearance, his first appearance at the Emirates. And he had such a good performance. Very, very happy with that. And Medley as well. Zek Medley came on as left back. I don't know why when you've got Monreal there. put Monreal at left back and have Zek Medley play at centre back. That's his position. He's 6'4". He's quick. He's strong. He's got a wicked pass on him. I saw him pinging the ball around very nicely indeed. And I see in him something that we just don't have at the club, and that is a 6'4+ centre back, you know. And I can almost see him being a big part of Arsenal youth in the next few years, where we're going to be building around these core players. You've got a defender in Medley. You've got a midfield in Maitland-Niles, Gilmore. What's his name? It's left my brain. The guy who played in midfield today. I hate it. I hate this when this happens. Willock. Thank you very much, Matt. Got there in the end. You got Willock there. Then you've got Reece Nelson. You've got Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka. You then got Nketiah. You've got so many great young players, and that is the core. And I feel like we're just missing one or two, and then we've really got a very good young core that we will build on in the future. And I think Medley fits in there. I really do. He looks to be a very, very good player. He looked very good. So that's going to be the review. A 1-0 win. It was nothing really. We could have easily got 2, 3, 4 goals today, and we didn't look under any pressure. We really didn't look like we were going to concede at any point. It was always going to be a comfortable game, but we've made it 22 22 unbeaten, I should say, in all competitions, which is obviously a very good thing. And we're now going to be looking at the draw closely. I'm hoping that we get a somewhat entertaining draw. I don't want to get one of the really crappy sides, you know. I'd like to get a proper game. It'd be good for the youngsters to play. But of course, we want to win the tournament as well. So let's hope we get a balanced draw. Someone that's easy to play but exciting, yeah? So thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this review, although I talked about just the players, to be fair, then please do leave a like on the video and make sure you're subscribed as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.